Time now for Coming In Hot with Brent Wallace and former Ottawa Senator Jason York.
Afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Coming In Hot. Brent Wallace alongside Jason York. The show always and proudly presented to you by Bet365. It's never ordinary when you bet 365. Yorkie, nice to see you. Happy holidays. How was your Christmas vacation?
Very good. Very good. I was actually, we've got my granddaughter for the next week. We've got Margot. So Laura went to the gym this morning and 2 hours I was home alone with the baby. Like, what do I do? Don't poop. Don't poop. Don't poop. Don't poop.
Okay.
Oh, it all came back to me. It all came back to me though, Wally. I'm just you know what? You gotta let kids wear themselves out. Just crawl around everywhere. But yeah, I was nervous. It's been a while since I've changed a diaper.
Have you child-proofed your house?
Yep. Baby gate came in because we have Margot for the next week. So we had to get the baby gate because the stairs. Oh my God. Kids they don't want to play with toys. They just want to climb things, get in things, eat things. Like I forgot. Like you gotta have like your head. It's like playing D in the NHL. You gotta have your head on a swivel.
There you go. Well, you know, I hate to see this.
And Charlie's all out of sorts because Charlie's the baby, and there's a baby here now, so Charlie doesn't know what to do with herself. It's chaos, Wally. It's chaos.
Is Charlie cranky?
Sad. She's sad. She's a sucky doodle. She goes and sits. I can show a picture right now. She's off sitting in the other room by herself. Very emotional dog. Like I thought dogs were supposed to be therapeutic, but Charlie's the one that needs
therapy.
Yeah. So that's what's going on at my house right now.
Wow, that's a lot. Congrats.
And I drew probably one of my best works of art so far with my NHL logos, the Winnipeg Jets logo, which we're going to do Charlie's Choice later.
Oh,
took my time on that one with the Jets logo.
I haven't seen this. Okay, looking forward.
You'll see it. It's coming up.
Well, I'm glad you're all happy and chipper because I showed up at the rink today thinking going to get shots of Linus Ullmark back in goal. We're going to see everybody skating around and being all happy.
No, sir.
And then came the announcement that they recalled both Matt Sogaard and Leevi Merilainen. And then I saw Anton Forsberg leaving the ice before the skate started. And then I saw, of course, Artem Zub was skating. He actually looked pretty good skating. I will say that. So I was a little disappointed. Depressed even. I'm like, how are they going to do this road trip without Linus Ullmark? So now Linus Ullmark not on the road trip. I don't know if he joins them. By the way, it's a 4-game road trip. I know there are 5 games. They will come back after the St. Louis game and then go to Detroit because there's 3 days off in between. So they've got 4 games here.
So hold on. I thought, yeah, and you know, it's not like you don't need your goalie. It's not like this road trip's hard or anything. You got Winnipeg. It's Winnipeg tomorrow, and then it's back to back.
Best team in the league.
And you go to Minnesota on Sunday.
Yeah, the 5th place team, I think it is in the league.
I'm surprised they're not coming home after the Minnesota game because isn't there a little?
No, because they go to Dallas. And there's just 2 days in between, and so you've played back to back. The next day is always a day off. So they'll go have a day off in Dallas, and then they'll skate, and then they'll play.
No, I thought they were playing Thursday, and it's Wednesday in Dallas.
Andy, by the way, new producer today, as Jake is enjoying some Yuletide festivities. Can you put up January schedule?
January.
See that they play Thursday, Friday.
Well, yeah, but like you could come home.
They're not flying home. They're not. I can tell you the itineraries. They're not.
I know they're not, but I was wondering about that. I'm like,
that's too much travel. Then to fly to Dallas? No, just stay out there and go to Dallas. Enjoy your day.
You know what? Great time if they haven't already had it yet to do the rookie dinner.
They have not had the rookie dinner yet. I know it's late. I think they're doing it like March-ish. So we'll ask. The next time we get a player on, we'll ask. But I did ask earlier if they had it because they went to Vegas, and I had that day off in Vegas, and I thought maybe they were going to do it then, but they didn't. And I'm waiting for someone to come on to talk about what happened. They had a dinner, and it was an amazing dinner. done by one of the players. And so we'll talk about that.
You would be, with all the guys hurt right now, one thing you don't want to miss when you're injured is not be on the road trip for the rookie dinner. It's a can't miss event. You can't miss it. So, that's brutal. Like you got a lump of coal in your stocking coming today to see all this at the skates. So yeah, tough break for Ottawa, because this is not going to be an easy trip.
So you're missing your Vezina Trophy candidate, arguably your best player over the last 10, 12 games. And now you have, not only that, you don't have your backup in Anton Forsberg. You have two guys with a combined 30 games of NHL experience, I think. Matt Sogaard coming off an injury where he missed basically 2 months almost in Belleville. He's played 4 games since. He's winless on the season, but he has played well in his last couple of games. So that's the lineup. David Perron and Artem Zub did skate this morning before practice as well. I didn't see David Perron when I got there, but Artem Zub was finishing up. He looked actually pretty good. So I'm a little bummed right now if Linus Ullmark is not on this trip. You're going to go Merilainen and Sogaard. And now one last thing, Travis Green said possibly Anton Forsberg could play on this trip.
Yeah.
But he didn't even take part in practice today.
Yeah.
So there's no, he's going to have a full practice.
Oh yeah. Like how many
Dallas.
Games, how many games has Forsberg missed now so far? He's been out for a bit, so that's plus Christmas. It's tough for a goalie to get thrown back in there. But Andy, throw that lineup back up for a sec. We haven't even mentioned one player who has started playing his best hockey of the year, Amadio. Like just that third line was going so well with Pinto, Amadio, and Cousins, and now you're figuring out a way how to Greg's played well, so he can slide in there seamlessly. And now this is interesting though, giving Reinhardt. I know he lined up there last game, but Cadet's got to be thinking, hey, I got 13 goals here. What's going on here? But
are you overly shocked that Adam Gaudette is back on the fourth line?
No, he hasn't. He hasn't. The thing with Adam Gaudette is if you're not scoring, then you got to make sure you're doing the little things really, really well. And I just been watching him closely lately because I had a feeling this was going to be coming. The thing is, when you play him with Stützle and Giroux, I just think that line really needs somebody that's going to go in and disrupt on the forecheck. I just found the line too slow with Gaudette, and that's not his forte, is skating. His forte has got great shot. He can score, and he's proven he can score playing less minutes. So I think that's part of the reason you do it. But also too, from what I've seen, I could just tell you he's the details in his game are gone missing a little bit the last little while, just on the forecheck. He's never going to be a physical guy, but you can't just go on the forecheck and give guys free passes. And the one thing with Tkachuk on that line, nobody's going to get a free pass. He's been hitting everything that moves. So we'll see. I'm interested to see how Reinhardt plays. He didn't play much last game, but he's going to get an opportunity here. And I'm very interested to watch him and see how he does here.
Now, I have a question for you because I'm not a player. I watched them today in practice. One, they were all excited to be back on the ice. You could see that. That was pretty easy. Yeah. It was a very fast-paced, but a very spirited practice, if you will. The one thing, though, how do you translate this into a win as you come back and you don't have your two top goalies? This just seems like a kick in the teeth to me. And now the players are all, we know, we love our goalies. We got faith in everybody. I get it. But
hey,
and Drake Bathurst, I didn't even realize that. Okay, Drake. If you don't see Linus,
I believe Drake. Yeah. But
they were so Matt Sogaard and Leevi Merilainen were being lit up today in practice.
Like a Christmas, come on. Everything they had a sale. Everything must go in.
Guys were just snapping.
Boxing Day sale, everything must go in.
It was to make you feel good, I guess. I don't know.
Boxing Week
didn't look great.
Week. Well, yeah, you're used to watching Ullmark. And also, too, don't forget, like, you're coming up, and I know Merilainen has been here for a little bit, but
Yeah.
but Sogaard's coming up. It's a massive difference. It's a massive difference with the shooters in the American League and the NHL. The practices are snappier, they're quicker. It's coming at you fast and hard. But the one thing with the games, a lot of times for a goaltender, it's more predictable. And I'll say this about the Senators. We talked about this on our last show before Christmas, Wally. They're playing more predictable hockey, which is going to help you if you're a goaltender. You got the shooter. I'm focusing on that. There's not going to be a pass going through like you see. There's just a lot more mistakes made in the minors. So how are they going to win? That's your question. How are they going to try and come out of this road trip with a few wins? Is continue to do what you were doing before Christmas, and that's limiting the opposition. Having a great penalty kill, which they've had, and that this nice little run they've been in. But I think the big thing is going to be getting their power play going. Like if you can add a really good power play, and it was a really good power play, but get it going to the level you had early on the season, that's how you win. You can win this with special teams, and you're just going to have to play close to the vest, even strength. Like you're going to have to really limit opportunities, which they've been doing. They've been doing a real nice job of that, but you got to get that power play going. To me, that's the key on this road trip. You can win games in this league if you're stingy defensively and you fire a couple on your power play, and that can be the difference on a lot of nights. And that's, to me, if you really think about it, Wally, what's the one thing that hasn't really been firing the way it was earlier on in the year? And they're still winning, which is, you look at a lot of that had to do with Ullmark, because you just, when you don't score on the power play, Wally, your margin for error in a hockey game is so small, because a lot of times you'll get those, right, and they're almost givens. But when you don't score, you just have to you have to play so tight. So that's the key for me, the power play.
Their power play is 0 for in the last 6 games, 0 for 16 in the last 6 games. So
and they're winning.
Yeah, and they're 5-1. The penalty kill has come around, if you will, right? They've only given up 2 goals in 15 opportunities in the last 6 games. Okay, I want to get to, you brought something up. I want to get to it one sec, but this show proudly presented to you, as always, by Charm Diamond Centers. Proudly Canadian owned and operated since 1972 with more than 85 locations across the country through Charm and their sister brands. Hey, just around the corner, Valentine's Day. We go right from Christmas to Valentine's Day, just a heads up. Get custom ring building delivered in less than 4 weeks with the Charm Masterpiece Program and unbeatable pricing policy. Check out a large selection of Canadian lab-grown diamonds and mine diamonds. For more information, go to charmdiamondcenters.com. Chosen forever, Charm Diamond Centers.
Yeah, you're not a New Year's guy, or you just like skipped right over to New Year's.
I'm not a New Year's guy.
Humbug New Year's.
I know. In fact, I do have tickets. I'm taking my kid to the USA Canada game, but I'm not a big celebrate. Yeah, pretty excited. Absolutely. I'm just not a big
keep the noise down here. I'm trying to get some sleep over the Wallace.
Let's overprice everybody for everything and overcharge just so they can go out and have the same meal they had the night before for half the price or twice the price.
This is how you celebrate New Year's. You have a little shindig at your place. Not too big, just some close friends over, get some vino going. Have some nice food, some good appies, and you spend the New Year with some good friends. That's how you do it. Don't bother.
I'm okay. The going out thing, it bugs me.
I like good call though. Going to the game, that's gonna be a great game.
Should be, yeah. I was fortunate enough to cover the 2009 game when it was here. That whole entire World Junior. We maybe get to that in a sec too. I know you're a big fan. Okay, so you brought up what the team has been doing. I just took a look back. From December of last year to December of this year of where they are ranked as they head out of the Christmas break. Here's a look. So this is the Eastern Conference rankings of winning percentage, all that. They were 15th in the East last year at this time. They are now 8th, and it goes on down. Now they're top 10 in most categories, where last year they were bottom 10 in most categories. And goals for has changed, and you know why? Because now they're playing better defensively, which you see in the goals against. So they've sacrificed a bit of offense to play a much better defensive game.
Jeez, look at the goals against. Hey, 3.55 all the way. You just slaughtered that right down to 2.85.
Like 3/4 of a goal per game. Like that's huge.
Yeah, PK up quite a bit. Look at the faceoffs too. That's actually going up a full 2%. It's huge. Yeah. Like it's because you're starting with the puck more often, but for me, it's the goals against. You talk to any good coach in the league, it's how do you win consistently? You don't give the opposition that much. And I think Ottawa's just done an incredible job of turning that around. And it's taken some time, but Travis Green and his staff have got this team to buy into what he's selling. And that is making other teams earn it. Not gift. Remember this early in this. How many times do you hear this when they lost games early on in the season? It was an expression used. We gifted them goals. We can't gift the other teams goals. And ironic enough, around Christmas time, they haven't gifted many goals throughout that winning streak they had. But that's the thing they've cleaned up, Wally. Untimely goals against, not gifting goals, and also too, like, come on, they got saves. And even when the Merilainen came in and played, like, he did a nice job against Vancouver coming in and made some key saves as well. So let's see. Sometimes when situations like this happen, the team will rally or they'll galvanize around the goaltender and just play really tight and block everything and try and shut down, because you got to play that way. Yeah. And that's my point, where you can, when you play that close to the vest, you got to have your power play going. And so it just showed, like, we kept saying the team is playing much better. Here's the only problem, Yorkie, and we said this before. They're now into this little bit of a quandary without their two top goalies. Yeah. And all those games that they should have probably put points in the bank with earlier might now haunt them a little. Yeah, because this is going to be a miserable, I think, road trip. Well, let's be honest. They should have lost that Calgary game. They didn't play very good. There's some games they won that they shouldn't have won. Like the old whatever you want to call them. That's what good teams do, though. But they also win the games they should probably win. That's the only difference. So they gave away a few too many games to me. They won some games earlier on this season too, where I didn't think they particularly carried the play, but their power play. Remember how when the power play was winning them some games early? Yeah. It just took them a while to figure it out. So listen, every team has to deal with injuries. Usually not both goalies at the same time, but every team does have to deal with injuries. This will be a good test. This will be a good test for the group. And the nice thing is, if you want to look glass half full, like I like to do, I know you're a glass half empty. You know me, always half full, Yorkie. Yeah, always half full. I'm half. I'm so anyhow, you've got your captain. You've got your best center aceman. You've got all your horses up front. You don't have a Matteo, who I really like as a player. No secret there. For the most part, you've done really well without Zub, so nothing's changed there as well. It's just tighten things up. You don't have your goalies, and let's see what these kids can do. I'm actually excited to see these two guys take the reins for a while. What was that? Was that 2 years ago at the end of the season? Was it Sogaard that came up and played really well when the games didn't mean anything down the stretch? Won a bunch of games. Sogaard's played 24 games, 28 games, 24 starts in his career. He's okay. Like, he's been okay. He just hasn't been great. He's never been the guy and you went, oh yeah, that'll be the next. Like, you just don't. I know he's got a one-way deal next year. I get all that stuff. I'm not sold on Mads Sogaard's game. So he's 24 years old. He's never really played consistently in the National Hockey. He's had glimpses where he's like, oh, maybe this guy has something. Maybe this guy's a player. Maybe he's not. Like, right. To me, 24 years old. Like, there's a reason this guy injuries. He's had some injuries, but goalies really don't pop. 24 is even young, so you don't really know what you have on this guy. And who knows? Maybe this time around you get an opportunity. This is how it starts in the NHL, Wally. You usually only get an opportunity through an injury, and then it's what you do with that injury. How do you take advantage of it? A lot of times, this can jumpstart someone's career. So. I'm excited to see. Have they named a starter for tomorrow yet? I don't even know. No, it's got to be Merilainen, doesn't it? He's the one that's already played NHL games. He's been the one in goal. Matt Sogaard hasn't played in the NHL since October against the Winnipeg Jets. I just think it's going to be Leevi Merilainen. Yeah, I would say too. They're probably watching how practice is going too. Like, don't forget, like, they've had time off. It's almost like a reset. Like, it's not like anybody's on a roll here, rolling right now. Which is a bit of a bummer because they were playing pretty good hockey. Well, that's my only worry for this team, Wally. This break couldn't have come at a worse time. Actually, you know what? They need it. I watched that last game. Stützle looked exhausted. I know most of the guys on the team, it's a tough schedule they went through. And that's the first time, and I'm the first guy to say this, the travel's not that bad. They're on private jets. They're staying at the Four Seasons. That was a very difficult test. And to me, that's the first time I've watched this team this year and said, yeah, they don't have their normal legs, especially Stützle.
Always at the end, right? It's always at the end of a long trip.
Especially Stützle, because when you watch him play, he plays hard minutes. He's got the puck most of the time. He's moving his feet. He's trying to create. Like he a lot of energy is exerted with his style of play. And you could tell he just couldn't get that normal separation he normally does in games. So this, the break came at a really good time for him because he needed it amongst other guys.
There's a few. They all looked fresh and ready today. Alfie gave me the fist bump like we're bros.
You got a fist bump?
I'm telling everybody was in a good mood.
Like, was this were you walking in? Explain to me how this fist pump came about. Was it from the ice? He saw you and you're saying, did you have the Wally vision going? Like,
no. So we're at Sensplex today because you can't get into obviously the Canadian Tire Center. So he was just walking by to the coach's room to get ready, and I was just standing there trying to get some Zapruder film of Artem Zub.
Some what film? What did you call it?
Zapruder film. No, you don't.
What is that? I don't know what that
from the Kennedy assassination.
Oh, okay. So when did was the fist pump just directed at you only?
It was just him. I was the only one. Yeah, it was.
So you and Alfie shared a holiday moment together.
He's like, Happy New Year. I was like, Merry Christmas. Yeah, I have a great. So on the wall, you can't see it anymore, but I have a signed picture from Alfie. My wife gave it to me one year for Christmas. It's me just doing an interview, and it says Merry Christmas, but it's Marry. So it's one of my favorite prized possessions because it's spelled wrong.
Were you standing by yourself when you got the fist pump?
Yes, Yorkie.
Okay, I thought there was a whole group of people down there, and Alfie looked at you. Your eyes met.
Yorkie, because I'm early to the rink always. So there's no. It's just
You know what? Anyway. I would say this, and I'd say he probably appreciates that because he's a hard worker. So he's probably, there's Wallace. He's here early. He's grinding. I appreciate that. Here's a holiday fist pump.
Then I opened the door for him to go onto the ice from the bench. We're tight.
Is there like a bromance going on here?
No. But I've actually interviewed him, his brother, and his dad on camera once back in like 1999. Yeah. Oh, remember Henrik won a Memorial Cup with the 67s.
Oh, I love Henrik. Henrik, man, that guy used to be able to hit a golf ball, just pound it. Yeah. Great golfer. Eh? Great golfer, great guy.
Really
good.
Yep. Okay. Quickly, this show probably presented to you by Gabriel Pizza, which is like, I think, an $18 Canadian today, a medium pizza, by the way. They have all kinds of deals going on throughout World Juniors. And of course, they always have the Send Score 4 promo, and the Send Score 4, you save more with the Gabriel Pizza perks. Download the Gabriel Pizza app. Save 40% off any 9-inch pizza the day after the Send Score 4. Gabriel Pizza. Love their pizza. Oh, and don't forget breakfast. All right. You'd made me, since you were talking about all that, forget what we're going to discuss. But I just...
Well, it's because I brought up Alfie and you just kind of like...
way off track.
You're just got... Yeah. I think there's something going on there. There's you and Alfie.
No, here's the thing. I had all the notes about Linus Ullmark.
Flustered.
He's going, like they were going to go into Winnipeg where they have owned the Jets. They've won 3 straight games. Linus Ullmark has never lost to the Jets, both games in Winnipeg that he's beaten them. So I had all these notes ready, and now I got to talk. I just disappointed. He was at the Jets yesterday with the Team Sweden. I thought everything was good.
I know. I thought too. Our last show before the holidays on the Monday, I'm like, it's nothing. It's just a precautionary thing. They want to make sure he's healthy for the trip. This trip coming up is huge, and then all of a sudden, whoosh, those winds come right out of the sails. So it's crazy. It's hard to pinpoint what and when, where it happened. Because you hear now everyone's back-to-back games. You can't play back-to-back games.
I don't think the back-to-backs have anything to do with it necessarily.
No,
and I believe it was a lingering issue. So,
well, we'll find out.
Now, there's nothing to say that he can't hop on a plane and get to Dallas or St. Louis at some point. The only issue is he won't have had a practice if he needs one. He'll have a morning skate, maybe.
From what I understand, it sounds like he's not playing any games on this trip.
Yeah, I'm trying to hold out hope, Yorkie. I'm into the holiday festive spirit. I'm hoping that he can ring in the new year with the team. Is what I'm hoping.
I think your biggest hope is if Forsberg comes back and maybe plays. But like I said,
yeah,
you never know with young goaltenders when they're going to figure it out, when it's going to happen. Like you don't know. Maybe this is a holiday surprise. The Sogaard holiday surprise. He plays unbelievable. Or Merilainen, whatever comes. You just don't know. And that's the thing with young goalies. They can surprise you at the darndest times, Wally. So we'll see.
We will see. And by the way, they're going to Minnesota where they haven't won in like 6 games. And of course
they're good.
St. Louis, they're 1-4 in their last 5 visits there. Yeah. Against Minnesota, they're 0-6-1 in their last 7 visits. So
yeah,
not ideal on this trip. By the way, go ahead.
This is a different team now. Like, let's be honest. This isn't the old Sens. Like there's enough sample size for me now to say this team is playing differently. Because everybody, just wait. The team's now going to go back to the old ways. They're just going through a lucky patch. But I've seen habits even before this winning streak started. The streak's over though after the last game, but the continued streak of good play. This was happening before this started, where they were losing a few games, and it was like, okay, a lot of things went right. They played well. They didn't give a lot, and that's been the key, not giving a lot. So. Like we'll see. I am cautiously optimistic about how they can do. Like these first 2 games, you can get out of one. You get out of there with 2 out of 4 points. That's pretty good. Then move on to Dallas and go on with that same kind of mindset.
Okay, all right. We're gonna get to Charlie's choice because I need to know which one of the 2 games they're beating the team in. So, okay. You take care of some BEI business, and then I'll bring up the rear here.
All right, taking care of BEI business. Big thanks to our sponsors at BEI. There they are. They're the heavy civil general contracting specialists, always helping to shape the Ottawa Valley. Hit them up for some equipment rentals, aggregate and topsoil sales, as well as custom crushing and screening. And they can do your driveway as well with some hot mix paving. So when you're planning your next project, please consider BI for all your aggregate supply needs. And you can get them at BonisherExcavating.com or at 613-432-1120.
And as Jay likes to say, slow down in construction zones. Also, this show proudly presented to you by our presenting sponsor, Bet365. Open an account today with Bet365. Bet on a wide range of markets. So whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Use code NATION. Must be 19 years of age or older. Please play responsibly. Okay, so the betting odds aren't out yet on tomorrow's game against Winnipeg. I'm going to assume, Yorkie, facing the top team in the league, that Winnipeg will be the favorites. So before I ask you what your pick is, let's hear from Charlie, because this now becomes the biggest point of the show. It's a ratings boom for us. Here's Charlie's choice.
Charlie, Christmas is over, so it's time to get back to work. People want to know, the good people of Ottawa know who you think is going to win tomorrow in Winnipeg. Is Ottawa flying out today after practice to meet the Winnipeg Jets, first place in the NHL? They're a tough
taking
team.
It all in.
Currently have, I believe, 51 points, led by Mark Scheifele, Connor Hellebuck. They've got a tremendous team. Ottawa facing a lot of injuries.
It's like, all right, get on with it.
There's no Linus Ullmark. So here's the question people want to know. Who do you have? Do you have the Winnipeg Jets or the Ottawa Senators? Who's it going to be? And
wow, Yorkie. Oh, it cut off. Right. I don't know what happened.
She went to the Jets. Yeah, but my God, can we get a close-up of that emblem after, Andy? Like that? I don't know if we can snap back there and super, like, okay, look at that. Wally, have you ever seen?
No, did you get new crayons for Christmas?
The thing with my drawings, no, I didn't get new crayons. I luckily I have a blue and I have a red. They're Sharpies that I use.
It's very good.
Oh,
You're going to have to redo the Sens one. But I think you took so long that Charlie just wanted the first treat she saw. I feel like this was a setup.
She's a big Gabe Velarde fan.
No local boy Gabe Velarde.
Loves Gabe Velarde. Yeah, good kid. Interesting story. I watched Gabe Velarde at a spring hockey tournament when he was in Major Pee Wee. I couldn't, and I'm like, that kid's going to play in the NHL. Like, certain kids you can just tell, Wally. Mm-hmm. He had that something when he was young. Boy, was he a good player. And interesting career. Andy Scott represents Gabe, by the way. Andy, and just talking about him about Gabe, he had so many crazy injuries like coming up.
Yes,
he finally got healthy. But when they traded him, like, ooh, that one could come back to bite the Kings. And man, he's a real nice player.
Good for him to turn it around, because those injuries really, I think, slowed his growth in LA, which is why I believe he got dealt, right? But yeah, I played at the CIH Academy, trains in Ottawa in the summer for the most part. I'm not sure if he does still, but kid. Yeah. But the sign, you haven't even noticed this. There's a new sign behind me.
Coming in hot?
Yeah. So Kevin Paquette from Burning Icons made it for me and brought it over just before Christmas. Sweet. It's beautiful. Yeah. So if you're looking for a little signage that he hand makes, look him up. Burning Icons. He's on Twitter. I believe Instagram as well. Does great work. So I just wanted to point that out. I forgot to point it out in the last show.
Yeah, nice job, Kev. I am due for a new backdrop. When I moved to my new place,
the estate,
it's a bungalow. Come on, it's a new office. I'm gonna, I might just put all the emblems I've drawn throughout the just line them all up behind me.
Okay, I didn't think they were that good. So let's now, if you were to pick tomorrow's game, regardless of the starting goaltender, which I believe will be Leevi Merilainen.
Yeah.
Who are you taking? The Winnipeg Jets? Do I need to remind you of the Challenge Cup? I'm drawing close. Or do you take the Ottawa Senators on the road, who've won 3 straight games in Winnipeg?
How are you drawing close? We picked the same teams the last little while. Look at Charlie, 7-3. Wow. I don't know about this math.
That's 700%.
Yeah,
for Charlie.
Listen, Winnipeg is the best team in the NHL right now. They've got, I don't know if they've got good goaltending. They have very good defense. They've got pretty well as complete of a roster up front as you'll see around the NHL as far as a mix. The thing I like about Winnipeg too, they play on the inside. Scheifele is a big power forward. I love Adam Lowry as a player as well. One of the best captains. The guy just plays the right way. He's the guy that Ostapchuk reminds me a lot of. So when you're watching the game, watch Adam Lowry play, and you said, "This is the kid that Ostapchuk needs to model his game after." Which he's been playing real well. But I'm not going against Winnipeg, Wally. I just think of the 2 games, I just think they're gonna, with the rookie goaltenders in, I don't think they're gonna play terribly. But I think Winnipeg, they're in first place for a reason. They're the best team in the NHL, and I think they take this game.
I will say, so Josh Norris scored his first NHL goal against Winnipeg, and then, of course, Tim Stützle had his first career hat trick against Winnipeg. I know they like to play the Jets. Maybe the Jets still being at home with all the family distractions.
Maybe. I like it. I like the route you're going down here.
Now, the Jets are 7-2-1 in their last 10. Hellebuck's 11-5.
Ottawa's 8-2. I don't see how you don't pick the Sens.
Well, because the Jets are first in power play, second in goals against, second in goals for.
Yeah, but they don't have Brady, Tkachuk, and Tim Stützle. So I see it. I get you. Come on, you're not going to close.
All right, I will take an Ottawa victory.
That's the spirit.
Ottawa victory with I believe a Drake Batherson goal.
Well, you know what?
So,
In saying the one thing you did say, if you are going to beat a team, and all joking aside, if you are going to beat a team like the Jets right now, this time of year, Christmas, maybe Shifley's got a full house and there's kids
Right?
running around. He's not
Yes.
sleeping.
He stepped
Maybe
on some Lego last night as he was getting milk.
uh,
Yeah,
Maybe
you don't know.
maybe Hallebeck's exhausted. It's just. I think he's got kids, and maybe he was up late wrapping presents. Who knows?
You never know.
Who knows? You don't know.
So, and they're going to take Ottawa for granted, maybe.
I don't think they will. That I think they'll be well prepared to play Ottawa as far as the coaching and the video and the preparation. But there is something to be playing at home just after Christmas. You could have
a total mess.
You could have a little bit of a slow start in the game. So, like I said, I do believe though if Ottawa's going to win this game, that their power play is going to help them. So, yeah, could be a Christmas miracle.
Well,
your mic's off.
Every once in a while, I'll bump it. Sorry.
There you go. You're back. I thought it was me.
No, so my apologies. Can they beat Minnesota?
I think of the two games, Wally. That's the one where I would give the Senators a little bit better opportunity. Just come on, Winnipeg. Like I said, Winnipeg's the best team in the league right now, and Hellebuck is having a Vezina type season. So
but he always is.
I know he always is, but he's having an extra special Vezina season this year. So maybe the Jets are staying in a hotel tonight too. Maybe they're all going. They're told, "Hey boys, check into the hotel. It's a little too crazy. We want to make sure we're ready." So.
Minnesota has gone 1-4 in their last 5. They won their last game against Chicago, but before that, they had lost 4 straight games.
Yeah, I think if sometimes in back-to-back too, you play simpler, shorter shifts. I would give Ottawa the better chance. It doesn't make a lot of sense in game 2, and they haven't had a lot of success there. But I think throw that at the window because this is a different team as far as the Sens go and how they go about playing their games, or just through like I said.
Okay, so who are you
much
taking
better
in the
defensive
Minnesota game?
I'm taking Minnesota.
So you picked both games for Ottawa to lose. I just want all the good listeners to hear this.
Do you know why? Because because I think it's going to tighten back up again. They have a little bit of wiggle room in the standings right now. They've got some games in hand on the Pittsburgh Penguins. I believe they have 2 in hand on the Penguins.
So we have a standings board.
So point being, it won't be the end of the world if they lose a couple games in a row. You're not going to be out of it if you lose 2 in a row. So they've gave themselves a little bit of margin for error in case, we all knew. The thing is, nobody knew that Ullmark was going to be out of the lineup. So that it's going to leave a mark. As much as I'm hoping,
Ullmark, if you will.
And Ullmark. As much as I'm hoping for the 2 young goaltenders to play well, they're not Linus Ullmark. So that's unfortunately this comes at a very bad time.
I would also like to point out that the Minnesota Wild play tonight against Dallas and don't play tomorrow, so they'll be at home waiting.
Yeah. Winnipeg's a big, heavy team too. We'll see. This is. We thought the last road trip was tough. You've got some. These are now you're playing the legit meat of the NHL. Like Dallas is my pick to go to I think was my pick at the beginning of the season to go to the finals this year. They're a team built to win right now. Winnipeg right now, and Minnesota's been a real nice story this year. So it's gonna be a very challenging road trip.
I would love for them to go 2-0, but I believe the Minnesota Wild will take that game. So we'll see who's more right.
Yeah,
hoping
we
they
will see.
But did you watch the junior game last night? Have you watched any World Juniors? I know you're a little bitter about World Juniors since you got cut. However, have you
Listen,
watched?
the World Juniors is why I made the NHL, because I was so bitter I got cut. Spite, I don't know if you ever seen the Seinfeld episode, but spite is a very powerful motivator. And I was so mad I got cut, and I was like, I want to take that guy over me and this guy, and I ended up, well, I'm going to be better than these guys. And I was bitter for a long time. But hey, listen, I understand. I understand why people love this tournament. It's best on best. It's the best junior players in the world. So it's the best players, but there's still mistakes in the game. When there's mistakes in hockey, it makes the games more exciting. So yeah, I went in and out between that and a horrible NFL game. I watched the Bears play last night, and I couldn't watch it anymore.
Oh my God.
But the thing that stood out for me in that game last night, the amount of skill Team Canada has on their blue line, it's crazy. Like, that's a very good blue line. And I know people are still a little ticked about Jakubchuk not making the team, but Canada's got an embarrassment of riches as far as young blue liners go. So I was impressed with the defense. And they looked can control the entire game, but great crowd. And how about that song? Life is Life
Opus.
from Opus. I tweeted just a quick little backstory on that song. That song, I think I might have told you this story before, was played in the old Memorial Arena in St. John's, Newfoundland, back when the St. John's Maple Leafs used to play there. And when I played there in the finals, this was I don't know if this has ever happened before in the AHL. Neither team won a home game. So we lost every single game on home ice, and so did the St. John's Maple Leafs. And they were coached by Mark Crawford.
Mark Crawford? Okay.
Crow was the head coach. Joel Quenneville was playing D and was the assistant coach. So he was like the player coach. Yeah. My coach was Barry Melrose. So we had some coaches that went on to become pretty big deals in the NHL, and a lot of great players on those teams. We had Alan Bester. They had who's the Felix Potvin as their goaltender.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, they had Kent Manderville. They had Yannick Perreault. They had all these guys end up playing for the Leafs. So we had some really nice players. Mike Sillinger, Denny Viel, Bobby Dallas, Sheldon Kennedy, Marty Lapointe, Mike Sillinger, Keith Primo. Like our team had a lot of guys that went on to become great NHL players. But that song, they used to play it after every goal. Life is life. And then I just remember all the newfies in the stands with the beers going back and forth. Na, 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 na. And they sang it every game. We'd be on the bench actually doing. It's like, okay, they just scored. Don't sing the song. But I'll never forget that song, because it was such a cool venue, that old Memorial Arena. It's now torn down in the St. John's, Newfoundland, but it was a small barn. It only filled about 4,200. They must have had $5,000 in there, but we ended up winning Game 7 in the Memorial Arena. And after the game, we're loading up the bus. We got champagne. We got that Calder Cup with us. And all of a sudden, a bunch of the people from the rink flood out around the bus, and they've got our bus surrounded, and they start shaking our bus back and forth. And they're still singing, na, 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 na.
Wow. So all the flooded memories right back to you.
Oh my God. But anyhow, great selection by the junior team with that song. I was like, wow, there's an oldie but a goodie. Opus, Life is Life.
Okay. So my question then is, do you like hearing it after every goal?
Well, yeah, why not? I think that's a great, especially for Canada. Life is life. Hockey, life. It's like hockey's part of culture here in Canada. And I think the players, it's just got that song where you just want to have a beer and swing back and forth. It's great.
You get to sing along, right? Like you get to, you can lower and sing along. I get that. I'm just, after Game 6 and them scoring 42 goals, does it like, okay, can we pick another song, please?
Well, don't they do that? Isn't it always in one song?
For Canada, yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Well, what would you
does it get? Well, I don't know if I would pick it for every goal.
So that's go different, like have like a maybe just do it for the game winner, but you don't know when the game winner is going to come.
You don't. So every game change it up. I don't know.
I like it.
I've always been a big fan.
It.
I will say I like the Rangers the way they do it.
Yeah.
That one's one of the best ones. Anyway, then fine. Leave it. I'll let you know after the December 31st game if I like it or not. Of course, they'll have to score against the U.S.
You're going to come back here after the game singing na 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 na.
Life. I think they only had the one song, by the way.
Opus. Yeah.
I think so.
It's just what you got to think. You got what does CTC hold? 18 and change? 19?
153 or something.
Get 19,000 people singing that song in unison. That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And anytime you can do the chorus together like that, and it's so easy.
Yes, I agree with that.
Anyhow, hey, you like my new Christmas hoodie, by the way?
It's very nice.
Thank you.
Are you one of those that always wears all his new stuff right after Christmas?
Well, where else? Why wouldn't I wear it? If your kids get you something and you don't wear it, like how do you think the kids are going to feel? This is my new Western hoodie. I gotta wear it. When your kids give you something, no matter how old they are, they're so happy. They're watching you. Do you like it? You're like, oh yeah.
Yes. They're waiting for your reaction.
They're waiting. So I said, I'll wear it on the pod on the 27th. So
you should ask Lisa about my reaction sometimes. Lisa's bought me some stuff that's not. She's had to return it. Let's just say that. And so I'll be like, I'm
not surprised. Oh boy.
Speaking of hoodies, you can go right now to Nation Gear for our Boxing Day blowout from December 26th to the 29th. Biggest sale of the year at Nation Gear. 20% off every single piece of Nation Gear, hoodies, tees, hats. That includes all the CIH merchandise, obviously. If you spend over $200, they throw in free shipping. So you're saving on the gear and the delivery. Don't wait on this one because it's our biggest sale of the year. Head over to nationgear.ca. And then you can just do the drop-down menu, pick our show, and then order in your CIH gear if you'd like so you can look sharp. I don't know. You should maybe wear a CIH hoodie occasionally.
I got one. Yeah.
I took it out of your paycheck, so.
It's not as cozy as this one.
Oh, that's good marketing. Thanks, Yorkie. Good sales guy.
I don't know. It just feels good.
I feel like I'm missing something before we go, but that's we can do the road trip later. They only have, by the way, after this road trip, which includes the Dallas St. Louis games, only 2 more games on the road against the Western teams. Nashville and Chicago. So the stretch down is it's fairly good. It's obviously heavily focused on playing the Atlantic Division. So there's 48 games to go, 35 against the East, 19 of those against the Atlantic Division, 16 against the Metro Division. 9 sets of back-to-backs, which includes tomorrow's start. Yeah. So, but that last month is, what are they? 7-1 at home. I think 7 of the last 8 are at home or something to that effect.
Just stay in the fight until you get it on your home turf. And then that's what you got to do. Just stay within striking distance, and then you use those remaining home games to your advantage.
As of right now, 24 games at home, 24 on the road in the last 48 games. Also, don't forget on our Discord, usually every game, we like to hop in there and have a live game chat, but there's stuff going on all the time. So you can get it on our YouTube channel. You'll find the link at the top of the page. That's our Discord. And Yorkie, they would like to see you hop on the Discord every once in a while, which is basically a chat room, if you will.
Next show, I'll hop in there.
You don't even have it set up yet.
We'll do that. We'll get it going.
By the way, my icon is a picture of you.
All right, you and I will have a chat after the show and we'll figure it
out. All right. Anyway, we're back Monday, so we will see you then. Have a great weekend, everybody, and hopefully we're talking 2 more Sens wins on Monday. See you then.
Thanks for tuning in to Coming In Hot. If you enjoyed the show, hit that like button and be sure to subscribe to never miss an episode.